Imagine yourself amidst the majestic tranquility of nature, where the only question that echoes is, how can we find clarity amidst the chaos of daily life? The ancient Stoics left us a path, a timeless teaching about the power of focusing on oneself, about controlling what is within our reach and turning obstacles into opportunities. We invite you to explore how this wisdom can be applied to live a life of greater purpose and serenity. Prepare yourself for a journey of self-discovery and resilience, discovering how focusing on yourself can change your perception of the world. Welcome to the beginning of a transformation. Welcome to Focusing on Yourself. Sign up now, share your experiences in the comments, and leave a like to support. Together we'll unravel how to face life's storms with serenity and strength, learning the art of resilience and true freedom. Don't miss the chance to transform your perspective and enrich your inner journey with timeless teachings. Mastering emotions. In our journey through life, we often encounter situations that test our patience, our emotional balance, and above all, our ability to maintain serenity amidst chaos. Epictetus, an ancient sage, bestowed upon us a timeless truth that resonates with astounding clarity today. It's not external circumstances that affect us, but rather the way we choose to interpret them. This statement invites us to a deep reflection on the power that resides within each of us, the power to master our emotions. The essence of Stoic philosophy, an ancient wisdom that still offers us valuable lessons today, is the understanding that true freedom lies in emotional control. But what does this really mean? It means that in the face of life's vicissitudes, the highs and lows, the storms and calms, we hold in our hands the master key that allows us to navigate these often turbulent waters with an unwavering sense of peace and determination. Focusing on oneself above all else is an invitation to dive into the depths of our own mind, to learn to decipher the enigmas presented to us day after day. It's not merely a superficial introspection, but a true examination of conscience, where we seek to understand not only what we feel, but primarily why we feel it. This inner journey reveals that by interpreting the events of our life under a different light, we can indeed transform the essence of our human experience. Being master of our emotions is no simple task. It requires practice, patience, and above all, a relentless will to free ourselves from the chains that bind us to automatic and often destructive reactions. However, the reward for this effort is immeasurable. Imagine for a moment living a life where fear, anxiety, and frustration no longer have power over you. Imagine facing challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, learn, and evolve. Epictetus's message is a beacon of hope in a world that often seems dominated by chaos and uncertainty. He reminds us that, although we have no control over external events, we have total dominion over how we choose to respond to them. This is true inner freedom, the ability to find calm in the midst of the storm, to keep our heads held high when everything around us seems to crumble. Virtue is enough for happiness. Navigating through the tumultuous waves of existence, we often find ourselves searching for a beacon to guide us to the much-desired happiness. In this relentless pursuit, it's easy to get lost in storms of desires for approval, material success, and external recognition. However, Marcus Aurelius, one of the most lucid minds to have governed the Roman Empire, offers us advice that cuts across centuries with surgical precision. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This thought invites us to deep reflection on the true meaning of happiness and the path to achieving it. At the core of this message lies the notion that virtue, an intrinsic quality that reflects the best of our being, is the true key to a fulfilling and happy life. Virtue is not something to be sought externally, not a trophy to be displayed, nor a material possession. It is, above all, a personal choice, a commitment to ourselves to live according to the highest standards of integrity, kindness, and wisdom. Living in pursuit of virtue is a journey that challenges us to look within, to question our deepest motivations, and to redefine our priorities. It means choosing the right path over the easier one, acting with compassion instead of indifference, and seeking truth rather than illusion. It's a path that requires courage, as we often find ourselves swimming against the current of a society that values the ephemeral over the eternal. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true happiness is not found in others' approval, in accumulated riches, or in fleeting pleasures. It resides in the serenity that comes from knowing we are living a virtuous life, aligned with the highest human values. This happiness is sustainable, as it does not depend on external factors, but rather on an inexhaustible source that springs from within us. The pursuit of virtue as the compass of our existence is an invitation to embark on an adventure of self-discovery and personal growth. It is a continuous process, a work in progress, where each decision, each thought, each action brings us a little closer to our truest essence and, consequently, to authentic happiness, living in accordance with nature. As we delve into the vast ocean of philosophies that have shaped humanity over the centuries, we encounter a powerful and transformative premise that resonates with the wisdom of the ancients, living in accordance with nature. This idea, sometimes misunderstood, does not invite us to abandon civilization in search of refuge in wild places, but rather to seek a deeper harmony with the fundamental principles that govern our existence as rational and virtuous beings. Living in accordance with nature means understanding that at the core of our being lie reason and virtue, the true essences of what it means to be human. It is not, therefore, an exhortation to isolate ourselves from the world, but a call to align our lives with the values and principles that reflect our most authentic nature. It is recognizing that true satisfaction and happiness emerge not from the rampant accumulation of material goods or the incessant pursuit of fleeting pleasures, but from cultivating a life based on reason, goodness, and a commitment to the common good. This harmony with human nature implies a life guided by reflection and conscious choice, where each decision is made not only considering the immediate consequences, but also the long-term impact on our character and well-being. It means prioritizing what is essential and lasting over what is transient and superficial. It is a journey in search of balance, where we learn to listen not just to the demands of the body, but above all, the whispers of the soul. This path leads us to recognize that we are part of something greater, that our existence is intrinsically linked to that of other people and to the world around us. Living in accordance with nature is also to live in community, contributing to collective harmony and well-being. It is understanding that our happiness is closely connected to the happiness of others, and that by cultivating virtues like empathy, generosity, and justice, we not only elevate ourselves as individuals, but also elevate society as a whole. In this quest for a life aligned with our true nature, we find a higher purpose and lasting peace. This path challenges us to question, to reflect, and above all, to act consciously and deliberately, choosing the good, the true, and the beautiful at every step of our journey. Thus, may we aspire to live a life that reflects the true nature of being human, a life not of isolation, but of connection, not of indulgence, but of balance, not of egocentrism, but of contribution. May we find happiness not in the fleeting shadows of passing pleasure, but in the enduring light of virtue and wisdom. This is the invitation nature extends to us, an invitation to rediscover our essence and live a full and truly human existence. The precariousness of life and the importance of the present. In the whirlwind of our lives, with its countless tasks, plans, and worries, we seldom pause to contemplate a fundamental yet often ignored truth: the fragility of our existence. Seneca, one of the great exponents of Stoic philosophy, confronts us with a reminder that should resonate in our hearts with every dawn. You could cease to exist at the next moment. These words are not a call to despair, but rather an invitation to awaken, a reminder to value the now with the intensity and presence it deserves. Focusing on the present is more than a practice. It's an art. It's about weaving the fabric of our lives with threads of mindfulness, treasuring each moment as if it were unique, because, in truth, it is. This approach to the everyday frees us from the chains of the past, with its regrets and nostalgia, and from the weight of the future, with its uncertainties and anxieties. Living in the now is to embrace life with all its imperfections, challenges, and beauties, to dance to the unpredictable rhythm of the universe with feet firmly planted in the ground of reality. The cornerstone of Stoicism, this valorization of the present, does not exhort us to neglect the past or ignore the future. On the contrary, it teaches us to draw wisdom from lived experiences and to plan with prudence, but without getting lost in daydreams or worries that cloud our ability to live fully. It's an invitation to move through life with lightness, without the weight of what if and maybe, preventing us from appreciating the beauty of the now. True freedom, according to Stoicism, lies in this ability to focus on the present, to recognize the precariousness of life and yet choose to live each day with meaning and purpose. It means making peace with the impermanence of all things, accepting that while we cannot control every aspect of our existence, we have total dominion over how we choose to experience it. Thus, may we find inspiration in Stoic wisdom to cultivate an attentive and conscious presence in our lives. May every breath, every step, every gesture be imbued with intention and gratitude. By doing so, we transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, the everyday into the miraculous. Not because the circumstances around us have changed, but because we have changed the way we perceive and experience them. Self-sufficiency. In an increasingly interconnected world, where society's voices echo loudly, dictating standards of success, happiness, and fulfillment, a countercurrent call emerges, a powerful reminder of a forgotten truth. The essence of true freedom lies in self-sufficiency. This notion, deeply rooted in Stoic wisdom, invites us to look inward, to recognize and cultivate an internal independence that transcends external circumstances and the opinions of others. Focusing on oneself in this context is not an act of selfishness or isolation, but an acknowledgement of the innate capacity each of us has to create a full and meaningful life with the resources that reside within us. It's understanding that, while we may appreciate and seek external connections, knowledge and experiences, the ultimate source of our satisfaction and peace of mind lies in how we perceive, interpret, and react to the world around us. This self-sufficiency does not mean denying our social nature or the benefits of exchange with others. On the contrary, it's recognizing that the foundation for any healthy and enriching interaction with the external world starts with a solid and positive relationship with oneself. By becoming self-sufficient, we cultivate emotional stability and clarity of thought that allow us to face life's highs and lows with balance and wisdom. Internal independence is the fruit of deep self-knowledge, of a continuous effort to align our values, thoughts, and actions with the principles we choose as guides for our existence. It's a process of constant learning and adaptation, where each challenge faced strengthens us and every success teaches us humility and gratitude. As we focus on developing this self-sufficiency, we discover that true freedom comes from the ability to be at peace with oneself. Regardless of external circumstances, we find that contentment and joy are not distant goals to be achieved through the accumulation of goods or external recognition, but states of being that we cultivate at every moment through our choices, attitudes, and perspectives, accepting the uncontrollable. In our relentless pursuit of control over the numerous aspects of our existence, we often encounter the frustrating reality that many elements are completely beyond our influence. Stoic wisdom, with its millennia-old clairvoyance, offers us a transformative perspective on this universal dilemma: the crucial distinction between what is and what is not under our control. Embracing this distinction with serenity not only frees us from many of our daily anxieties, but also paves the way for a deep and lasting inner peace. Accepting the uncontrollable does not mean resignation or passivity in the face of life's challenges. On the contrary, it is a conscious choice to focus our energy, attention, and efforts on areas where we can truly make a difference. It's understanding that, while we cannot predict or alter the whims of fate, we have full autonomy over how we choose to respond to them. This acceptance is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of strength and wisdom, as it recognizes the futility of struggling against forces beyond our domain. The first step to cultivating serenity in the face of the uncontrollable is self-observation. By becoming more aware of our automatic reactions to external events, we begin to notice the space that exists between stimulus and our response. In that space lies our freedom to choose a response that aligns with our highest values and goals, rather than being swept away by impulsive and often counterproductive reactions. This shift in perspective requires practice and patience, as it challenges many of our ingrained mental habits. However, as we become accustomed to this approach, we discover a source of tranquility and resilience that allows us to face life's storms with a renewed sense of calm and confidence. Learning to differentiate between what is controllable and what is uncontrollable helps us to release the weight of unnecessary worries and to direct our focus towards actions that enrich our lives and the lives of others. Furthermore, this acceptance teaches us to value and be thankful for the experiences and lessons that life brings us, even those that initially seem adverse. By embracing the flow of existence with openness and flexibility, we cultivate an attitude of gratitude that transforms our relationship with the world. The practice of detachment. In the multifaceted tapestry of human existence, we are often drawn to a myriad of external stimuli, desires, and social expectations that promise happiness and satisfaction. However, Epictetus, one of the luminaries of Stoic philosophy, offers us an alternative path, full of wisdom and serenity, the practice of detachment. If you wish to be a man of peace, learn to ignore many things, he advises. This teaching is not an invitation to indifference or isolation, but a call to consciously focus on what truly matters for our personal development and well-being. Detachment, as proposed by Epictetus, is a deliberate practice of freeing ourselves from the shackles that bind us to thought patterns, behaviors, and relationships that do not serve our growth or happiness. It is the recognition that many of the things we consider essential to our existence actually distract us from what is genuinely valuable and enriching. By detaching from these external influences, we make room for deep introspection and the cultivation of internal qualities such as resilience, compassion, and wisdom. Detachment does not imply a rejection of human relationships or the pleasures of life, but rather a re-evaluation of our priorities and a redefinition of our relationship with the world around us. Learning to ignore many things is, in fact, an act of choosing where to direct our attention and energy. It means placing less weight on others' judgments, social pressures, and the relentless demands of consumerism to focus on building a sense of inner peace and satisfaction that does not depend on external factors. This journey toward detachment challenges us to question our deepest beliefs about success, happiness, and the purpose of life. It requires courage to face the discomfort that may arise as we distance ourselves from old habits and worldviews, but the result is unprecedented freedom. A freedom to choose how to live based on our most authentic values and a clear understanding of our true needs and desires. As we practice detachment, we discover an inexhaustible source of peace and contentment. We learn to live more lightly, accepting the impermanence of all things and finding joy in simplicity and genuine connection with others. This renewed focus on our personal development not only transforms us internally, but also has the power to inspire positive changes in people and the world around us. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Community and empathy. Within the rich tapestry of Stoic philosophy, with its nuances and depths, emerges a fundamental truth that resonates with eternal clarity. While the journey towards virtue and wisdom is intrinsically personal, it is not a road we are meant to travel alone. Contrary to what some might assume, Stoicism celebrates the interconnection and interdependence among individuals, emphasizing the importance of living with empathy and justice towards others. Each of us is an integral part of a larger whole, a social fabric interwoven whose strength and beauty derive from the diversity and contribution of its members. Empathy, in this context, is not just an ability to emotionally understand another, but a call to action. It is recognizing in another not a stranger, but a reflection of oneself, sharing the same struggles, joys, and desires. It is understanding that true wisdom lies not only in self-knowledge, but in the ability to transcend our individual limits and connect with the shared human experience. Living with empathy is, therefore, an exercise in expanding consciousness, an effort to see the world through the eyes of another and act in ways that contribute to collective well-being. Justice, another central pillar of Stoicism, extends beyond legal or formal notions. It embodies an ethical principle of equity, of giving each what is due, acknowledging the dignity and inherent value of every human being. Living justly is to act with integrity and honor, not only in major issues but in daily interactions, in the choices we make, and in how we treat those around us. It is the conscious practice of contributing to a more just, equitable, and compassionate society, where each individual is valued and respected. Stoicism, therefore, calls us to recognize our responsibility towards others and the world. It reminds us that our freedom and personal development are intrinsically linked to the well-being of the community. By cultivating empathy and justice, we not only enrich our own lives, but also weave threads of solidarity and understanding that strengthen the social fabric. Thus, may we embrace the Stoic call to live with empathy and justice, recognizing that every act of kindness and every gesture of understanding contributes to a more harmonious and humane world. Let us remember that, while the journey towards virtue is personal, its true value is revealed in the contribution to the greater good, in the ability to look beyond oneself and recognize the shared humanity that binds us all. The courage to change. Courage, that indomitable force residing at the core of our being, is celebrated by Aristotle as the fundamental virtue, the cornerstone upon which all other human qualities rest. Though its roots are not planted in Stoic soil, its essence powerfully resonates with the principles of this philosophy. At the heart of Stoicism, just as in Aristotle's view, courage is recognized not only as bravery in the face of danger, but as resilience and determination to face internal challenges, to look within oneself and make the essential changes for personal evolution. In this context, courage is the driving force that allows us to focus on ourselves, challenging our fears, overcoming our insecurities, and transcending the limitations we impose on ourselves. It is the quality that enables us to face the truth about who we are, what we need to change, and how we can grow. This type of courage does not only shine in moments of great danger or heroism, but also in the everyday, in the small choices we make, the decisions we take, and the renunciations we accept in the name of our development. Courage is the key that unlocks the potential for true transformation. It pushes us beyond our comfort zone, challenges the status quo, and invites us to explore unknown territories within ourselves. With courage, we are capable of confronting our shadows, admitting our faults, and working tirelessly to overcome them. It is this quality that allows us to rise after each fall, learn from our mistakes, and continue our journey with renewed determination. In Stoicism, courage is also understood as the ability to maintain integrity and virtue, even in the face of adversity. It is having the strength to live according to one's principles, even when it involves challenges or sacrifices. This ethical courage is fundamental to the Stoic practice of focusing on what is within our control and serenely accepting what is not, promoting the internal changes necessary to align our lives with our highest values. Reflection as a tool for growth. In a fast-paced world where the incessant noise of obligations and distractions often drowns out the inner voice, the practice of reflection emerges as an oasis of clarity and serenity. This introspective journey, whether begun under the gentle light of dawn or in the contemplative silence of twilight, is a powerful tool for continuous self-improvement. It invites us to pause, to breathe, and to dive deep into our being, exploring the depths of our minds and hearts with honesty, courage, and openness. Daily reflection, whether through morning meditation, which prepares us for the day's challenges and opportunities, or through an evening examination of conscience, that allows us to assess our actions and feelings, is an essential pillar for personal growth. These moments of introspection are not just restorative breaks in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. They are precious opportunities to reconnect with our fundamental values, to realign our purposes, and to recalibrate our inner compass. Morning meditation offers a sacred space to set clear and positive intentions for the day ahead. It's a time to nurture thoughts and attitudes that reflect who we aspire to be, to strengthen our resilience in the face of adversity, and to cultivate gratitude for the blessings life offers us. This daily meeting with silence and inner peace arms us with a serenity that permeates our activities, positively influencing our interaction with the world around us. Conversely, an evening examination of conscience is an equally valuable practice. It allows us to reflect on the day's experiences, celebrate our achievements, acknowledge our mistakes, and learn from them. This self-evaluation process is fundamental for developing self-awareness and promoting positive changes in our behaviors and attitudes. Reflecting on our actions and their consequences makes us more aware of our habitual patterns, paving the way for authentic and lasting transformation. Furthermore, daily reflection acts as an antidote to superficiality and dispersion. It teaches us to value depth and connection, to live more intentionally and meaningfully. By dedicating time to this practice, we are investing in our well-being, our peace of mind, and our ability to make a positive contribution to the lives of those around us. Freedom through discipline. In the intricate fabric of our lives, where freedom and restriction often intertwine, a paradoxical yet profoundly liberating truth emerges. True freedom is found in discipline. At first glance, it may seem counterintuitive, as if discipline and freedom were opposing forces vying for our being. However, upon deeper exploration of this relationship, we discover that discipline is, in fact, the foundation upon which authentic freedom stands. Discipline, far from being a mere restriction or a rigid set of externally imposed rules, is actually an expression of self-control and self-determination. It is the conscious exercise of directing our desires, thoughts, and actions in alignment with our highest values and long-term goals. When we master the art of discipline, we are not submitting to an oppressive yoke, but freeing ourselves from the chains of impulsivity, procrastination, and dispersion that often prevent us from realizing our full potential. The freedom that comes from discipline transcends external circumstances, as it enables us to act not in reaction to external forces, but from an internal choice, deliberate and aligned with who we truly are and wish to be. This freedom is the ability to say yes to what elevates us and no to what diminishes us, to pursue our passions with focus and determination, and to live a life full of purpose and meaning. Moreover, discipline frees us from the tyranny of self-destructive habits and behaviors. It allows us to create a space of clarity and intention in our daily routines, where each action is a conscious choice towards well-being and personal fulfillment. Discipline teaches us to be masters of ourselves, to manage our time and energy effectively, and to cultivate perseverance and resilience in the face of challenges. However, cultivating this discipline requires practice, patience, and above all, compassion for ourselves. There will be moments of failure, where the temptation to give in to immediate desires seems irresistible. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that true discipline reveals itself, not as punishment, but as a gentle reminder of our deeper commitments to ourselves. Therefore, may we embrace discipline not as a limitation, but as a path to freedom. May it be the compass that guides us through the storms and mists of life, keeping us steadfast on our journey towards a more authentic, fulfilled, and free existence. May the discipline of our desires, thoughts, and actions be the key that unlocks the doors to true freedom. A freedom not defined by external circumstances, but by the integrity and purpose with which we choose to live each day. At this pivotal moment, where the path ahead is both challenging and illuminated by the promise of growth, I invite you to take the next step with us. By joining our community, you not only embark on a personal journey of transformation, but also become part of a collective movement in search of wisdom, strength, and virtue. Each video we share is a piece of this mosaic, designed to inspire, challenge, and support you in your quest for personal mastery. But our journey together goes beyond mere viewing. By following our channel, liking and commenting on our videos, you amplify your voice in this ongoing dialogue, contributing to a vibrant community of questioning minds and courageous hearts. Share our messages with those who, like you, are ready to face life's storms with determination and balance. Together, we can transcend circumstances, shaping a future where each of us is a master of our own lives. Don't let this moment of inspiration fade amid the distractions of daily life. Act now. Follow us, like, comment, and share. Be the change you wish to see, both in yourself and in the world around you. this is your call to action. Respond with courage, with curiosity, and above all, with an open heart. Together, let's build a legacy of strength, wisdom, and virtue.